Give it up for Macklemore, who was just up here. Hopefully he doesn't do to my material what he's doing to rap music. I'm gonna hope. But if you hear a small white man telling large black jokes, you know exactly what happened. I'm Chris Hightower. As was stated, I did drive over from Danville. For the record, Indian Pizza is not in Danville. That's in one of those little small towns on the outside of Danville. Don't do my town. Don't diss my town. Are you guys ready for the Super Bowl? Yeah! You ready for the Super Bowl? Yeah! I know I am. I want the Seahawks to win. I said that in public the other day, and a white man accosted me. I was like, yeah, I want the Seahawks to win. He's like, oh, because you're black. Like, no, I just want the Seahawks. You want them to win because the black guy got into all that shit stuff. Stuff? But yeah, that's what he told me. And I was like, well, so you saying that the Broncos don't have no black guys? Because I'm pretty sure there's a black guy on the Broncos. It's gotta be. It's football. If it's football or basketball and you don't have some black guys, you're probably gonna lose. I'm not being racist, I'm being honest. If I'm picking my soccer team, then I'll go get the white guys. That's what I'm looking at. Water polo? Let's do this, fellas. Basketball? Where my niggas at? I can say the N-word because I am. It's part of our licensing. Yeah, we put that in when we worked out the whole you guys will stop making the slave stuff. But the Super Bowl, nonetheless, there's a dude who is starting to take over Super Bowl week. His name is Marshawn Lynch. Have you heard about this guy? Yeah. He's a running back for the Seahawks, and he doesn't talk. But he managed to drop the dopest line of Media Day. He won Media Day. He doesn't like to talk, but he did say this one phrase. And this one phrase is quite possibly the greatest, worst phrase, quote, ever. When asked why he didn't like to talk, he just said, man, I just ain't about it. I just don't like all that talking, man. I'm about that action. Of life you can put that into? The next time you're at a bar and you've bought her 3 drinks and she's still trying to talk to you about your hobbies, you look her deep in the eye and you say, I ain't really about that talk. I'm just about that action. I'm telling you. Now there are some instances where you probably wouldn't want to hear that. Like, you wouldn't want to have to go see a proctologist. And he just tell you like, hey, I'm not about that talk, brother. About that action. You don't want to see that. You don't. But that was by far the greatest quote ever, and I'm going to use that for the rest of my life. Ladies, if you want to go on a date with me, understand we're not going to talk, because I'm just about that action. Have you guys been watching the news? Yeah. Atlanta is going to the North Pole. Really, have you been watching this ridiculousness? That really? 2 inches? White women don't even get moved over 2 inches. But 2 inches have managed to shut down an entire metropolitan city? Seriously? Seriously? I feel like I could drive to Atlanta right now and be king of the streets. In a Chevy Impala 2007 with factory tires, just riding through the hoods of Atlanta. Give me all the dope, bitch! I'm out here. You ain't in these streets. You're scared. It's icy. You think it's icy? Really? Really? around looking like Professor Sherman Clunk. And this is all in -degree weather. And I drove an hour in it and was fine. But Atlanta gets 2 inches? Really? And I'm only offended because Atlanta is the only black city in America. Like, it's just the way it is. There are cities with black people. There are hoods with black people. But the only black city in America is Atlanta. It's black. And I'm disappointed in us right now. I am. Barack Obama needs to take his ass down to Atlanta and get that shit in order. Because he's making us look bad on a global scale. Idiots. White people in the North are laughing at us again. It's crazy, but the white guys are the ones back there laughing the hardest. So I don't know if he's thinking I'm funny or if he's just a flat-out racist. I don't. But it's okay. I'm just going to roll the dice and the hope that when I go out to my car, he doesn't stop me and say, hey, colored boy, you're funny. I've had that happen. Go do a comedy show in Ogden. Yes, Ogden, Illinois. You find it on a map. Be a black guy in that crowd, and they still liked me. I think it's because I perform well inside of white crowds. I have a half-white child. I do good.